Start your engines. The new Sick Kids Car Calendar raffle gives you the chance to win a car a day throughout July while supporting Sick Kids. With prizes from brands like Corvette, Maserati, Porsche, and more, your dream car awaits. Plus, there are daily and weekly cash prizes. Tickets start at $2 for $50. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at sickkidscarcalendar.ca. And you could be behind the wheel of your dream car this summer. RAF 1378590. Please play responsibly.
Want to boost your US dollar savings? First Ontario Credit Union's US dollar savings account offers an amazing 3.25% interest rate. Ditch those other low rates and earn more. Visit firstontario.com/US savings or call 1-800-616-8878 to open your account today.
Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream. I hope everybody is doing really well. We're here hanging out, you know, we're gonna play some Walking Dead and hopefully everybody enjoys. Okay, color looks okay. Everything is all different colors on all my monitors. On my like, it's supposed to be my chat monitor, but it's not. But on my little portable monitor, everything's too blue. On this monitor, everything's a little bit too red. But on my iPad, everything looks okay. I'm gonna take the iPad over the other two monitors because the iPad I know is mostly calibrated properly. Ty, how's it going, man? How are you? Yes, the title was changed. I think, anyway, I hope. How are you, man? How was your weekend? I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a wedding this weekend. It was very long and very tiring. You know, it was about 2 hours away from here. So I had to drive out. Then we did the wedding all day. Then we went to the Airbnb, and I could not sleep. I was up for almost 30 hours yesterday. I was a complete zombie. So I came home, I took like a 2-hour nap, and then I got up and worked on editing for a little while, and then finally went to bed at like 4 in the morning and got up today, and I'm feeling a lot better. Kay's friend from school, and a business that she worked at, and so they were friends, and then she invited her, and so I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything, but because Kendra was there, she got asked to sing at the wedding, and so I got to sit with the musicians, and at least we all had like similar stuff in common, so there was something to talk about. It wasn't just like me sitting with a bunch of people that I had nothing in common with, so it was good. It was very different. I'm not used to those kind of weddings. You know, I'm Latino, and with my band, I always attended weddings that were Latino. So I'm used to like loud music, lots of dancing, lots of drinking, and none of that was going on here. So it was a very different experience for me. But it was nice. It was nice, and it was a good weekend, you know. What game is that, Ty? What game is that? Rawfish, how's it going? Welcome. How are you? But yeah, it was a nice weekend, you know. We got to spend the weekend with Kendra. And then yesterday we went out to eat breakfast, and then she went home and I came home. And like I said, I slept for a couple of hours because I was up for 30 hours. But I didn't want to sleep too long because I didn't want to mess up my whole schedule, right? Because I work tonight. And so I was up till about 4 in the morning, went to bed, and now I'm feeling great. I'm feeling a lot better. A game I enjoy and one you never thought you would own. A Dark Souls game? It's the only thing I could think of. A Dark Souls game? But yeah, there's not really any news. My new glasses should be in soon. I filmed my new ad for Lord Hair and edited it and got it up to them. And I just got an email today that they actually liked it so much they want to use it for like their proper promotions, not just like reposting it on their TikTok and Instagram. They want to like properly use it, so that's exciting. Oh, you got Minecraft? Really? What made you do that? That's a pretty big jump. What made you do that, man? But yeah, I'm gonna get my new glasses as soon as I gotta film a promo for that when it comes. They just arrived in Canada, so hopefully in the next like 2-3 days it'll be here. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be playing The Walking Dead today, and we're gonna continue. We're halfway through, what is it? Chapter 3, I think? Halfway through chapter 3, or maybe halfway through chapter 4? I can't remember. Ah, okay, Ty, that makes sense. You're doing it the same reason I did it, and then I got super addicted, as you can tell. Nice, man. Nice. I hope you have fun with that. I enjoyed it. It's hard to play with kids because they can treat Minecraft a lot like House, where it's just like, pretend I have a store. This is what Nora does all the time. I'm gonna pretend I have a store, and you're gonna come shop at my store. And it's like, okay, I don't want to do that. John, how's it going, man? How are things going? How have you been? Been a minute, man. I hope you're doing well, dude. You bought the deluxe edition for PC and the Minecraft version for Switch. Nice. Yeah, so the PC one, if you bought the deluxe, I'm assuming it's got both Java and Bedrock. And so Bedrock is the one you would use to play with your daughter on the Switch. And all her games for Pokemon, Paw Patrol, even Barbie. That's funny, man. Okay, well, once you start streaming and stuff, we'll see if maybe we can do something. If we both do Minecraft, you'd have to do Java, which will be a pain in the butt to relearn because Java's different, but still. Keeping busy, living the dream. Nice, man. I keep seeing you post stuff when you're in Vietnam. Man, it looks so beautiful. It looks like you're having a really good time with your wife too. I'm just glad to see that you're, enjoying life, dude. Not enough people are enjoying life, so it's nice to see that you're enjoying, dude. Are you back in Canada right now, or are you out there right now? It is both. That's why we bought it. Yeah, and that was the same for me. When I was looking at buying a version, I didn't want to buy it, so I ended up getting Game Pass so I could get it on PC to play it that way. And then I liked it, and then I bought it for PC, and I bought the deluxe edition because I wanted both. Because yeah, when Nora wants to play, I have to play on Bedrock. And then I figured if I ever did, this was before, if I ever did content, I would rather do it on Java. Not to mention Java has the better VR mods. And so when I started the channel, I was like, I'm going to start it doing Java because then I have to learn, and that's a learning curve that will add some interest for me instead of just playing it on Bedrock like always. Although I'm thinking I might do the next series on Bedrock so I can do ray tracing just for the fun of it, but we'll see. You're home right now? Nice, nice. When do you plan to go back? You love The Walking Dead? Yeah, I've been playing this for a few weeks now. We are now on season 2. I think it's the 3rd episode, maybe the 4th. I can't remember anymore. And it's been fun. You know, whenever I think of it, I try to like pause the game and let people help me decide what to do. And the whole time is just me making commentary on how bad the writing is sometimes, or like how stupid some of the decisions these characters make are. But I'm having a lot of fun. I was really surprised at how interesting this is to play on stream, because I did the first season a long time ago. And I've had it for a really long time. I bought the second season and just never played it. And then my friend Preston, one of my acting friends, he was trying to suggest games because I was like, I'm just changing games on the daily basis, just trying to figure out what I want to play. And he's like, why don't you try Walking Dead? And so I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, I wasn't really into playing it because you got to pay attention to it, and it's hard when you chat to know what's going on. But the game is so much like a TV show that I end up just not talking and just playing, and it's so much fun. I'm having a really good time. Shh, I need to hear what happens. Travel a few months out of the year. Nice, man. I still haven't done a lot of traveling, you know? Yeah, you know, I'm torn with the Walking Dead TV show because I'm obsessed with zombies. I don't know if you've been here when I've said it, but like I've got like a zombie tattoo and everything. Like I'm obsessed with zombies. You can kind of see it behind. Actually, you can't because it's not pointing. The camera's not pointing at it. But over here, I have like a whole shelf with like Resident Evil zombie stuff. I even like on my desk I keep zombies and stuff. And love zombies. When The Walking Dead first came out, I didn't know it was a comic book. I just thought it was a show. And my brother showed it to me. And I became obsessed. And I started watching it like crazy. And then one day at rehearsals, one of the actors there was talking about the comics. And so I got the comics, even so much so, like I have my tablet right now so I can see the colors and everything. So much so that like, it's literally on my tablet. I carry it with me so I can watch it or read it whenever I feel like it. And I was like, I have to read this. The comics were amazing. Stop it, Siri. The comics were amazing. And so I was really excited to see where the show went. And then the show did take a nosedive. I don't think it was horrible, but I am skewed because some of the stuff in the comics doesn't happen in the show. Some of the characters that get killed off in the show are still alive in the comics. And they add a much more interesting dynamic. Like in the show, I still haven't watched the final season of the show. I've only watched up until the second last season. In the show, the little girl, the daughter, she's not supposed to be there. The daughter dies in the comic books really, really early on. Michonne and Rick don't have a relationship in the comics. They're like best friends. She's like the level-headed person that kind of keeps him in check. And spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the show, but when the governor kills, what's her name? Is it Lori? I think it's Lori. When he kills her or whatever in the show, that doesn't happen in the comics. She's alive until at least as far as I've read, and she takes Michonne's place. She is Rick's lover. They fall in love. They're together. They are partners, and Michonne is there to keep them both grounded. And so it's a lot more interesting to watch that, whereas I felt Michonne was just really like forced in. It didn't feel like it fit with Rick's personality to be romantically involved. I prefer the comics more. The only gripe I have with the show that I'm like, this is where they really ruined it, was everything that happened with Negan. They just spread it out way too long. Because in the comics, it was like 3... If I remember, it was like 3 or 4 like issues. Or the show, the comic is split into like seasons, basically. Like there's the beginning season, then there's the jail, or there's the farm, then there's the jail, then there's like everything with Negan. And all of them are evenly spaced, but in the TV show, they made Negan just go on forever. And it kind of just killed the momentum of the show because you didn't feel that same rush of like needing to get things done. It also doesn't help that a lot of the things that happen with Carl, it's real life. Carl grew up. They were happening when Carl was like 17 or 18 years old, the actor. In the comics, Carl is like 8 or 9 years old. So when a lot of the things that happen in the comics happen in the show it just comes off as an annoying brat teenager. In the comics, it's so much more impactful because it's a kid, right? Like when Carl kills somebody in the show and he's 18 years old, it just feels like a kid coming into being a man. In the comics, when a 10-year-old is killing people, it's both appalling because it's a child killing people, but it's also heartbreaking because you know it's a child having to do something that they shouldn't be doing. So it's like in those parts, the show kind of just fell apart. I still really enjoyed it. I haven't watched last season only because I don't have Netflix and I don't have access to the show. But yeah, I do like the show. I thought the early seasons were really good, and then it really lost its way. I feel like the game, what we're going to be playing today, at least keeps a lot more of the interest going because they are characters that you don't know. And so it's all a fresh story. There's nothing to compare it to. There's nothing to look at and be like, that was so much better. So I do really like this. Andrea, that's the one. Andrea, yes, Andrea.
What's the
Lori's actually his wife.
Outdoors?
Yes, Andrea,
Something
that's who.
Refreshing, or something more full-bodied, dry, with a complex flavor profile, a rich, dark brown color.
I didn't know about Dead City or Daryl Dixon, actually. I didn't know about either of those. I knew about The Ones Who Live. I started watching one episode, but it was on Prime and I had to subscribe to something else to get it, so I only watched like the intro episode and that was it. Fear the Walking Dead, I've watched most of it. I'm just starting on the newest season that got released. And again, hello Michael Jackson, how's it going? Torn on that one. There are things that happen in the show that I'm just like, what?
Whatever you're into.
But I think it's more to do with like, I just don't like the characters. It's not that the writing is bad or that like the story is kind of boring. It's just I'm not a fan of certain characters in the show, and that makes it a bit hard for me to watch sometimes. But I did enjoy how the last season ended, and I'm interested in seeing where it goes now. So very exciting. Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead is like wild with some of the things that they do. Some of the stuff is so good, and some of the stuff I'm just like, what is this? But I'm still gonna watch it. Like I said, I haven't even heard of Daryl Dixon or Dead City, so I'm gonna have to check those out. The Ones Who Live, I couldn't make a judgment. It was only the first episode, and you don't know any of the characters. The acting felt a little bit stilted, so I'm hoping that it's just because it's the first episode and I didn't know what I was doing. Hopefully it gets better. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But the game is really good, what we're playing. My biggest criticism on what you're gonna hear me, if you stick around for the gameplay, what you're going to hear me complain about a lot is the way they've kind of forced the plot to happen in this game. I don't know if you've played the games at all of the Telltale series. Basically, in the first season, which is what we're done, you play as a guy who was going to jail, gets in a car crash, and then survives, and then you find a little girl and you protect her the whole time. In the second season, you're playing as the little girl, which is really interesting to do. But the way they've forced her to be the hero of the story makes zero sense, because it's a little girl surrounded by a bunch of adults, and constantly the adults are like, everybody listens to you, you go talk to them. What should we do? You make the decision because we all listen to you. These adults are all in their 30s and 40s, and they're asking an 11-year-old what to do. It feels really stupid. One of the women was pregnant, and a part of the plot, which we've already concluded now, a part of the plot was the fact that she didn't know who the baby's dad was. And she's confiding in an 11-year-old that she doesn't know what to do, if she should tell her husband or not tell her husband. She's 11. Why the hell are we being told about this stuff at 11 years old? That's the only part that I'm like, that's really poorly written. But ignoring that one thing, the rest of the script is solid. A lot of the decisions these people make are so realistic because they are decisions that we could see as really bad decisions. But then if you try to think of it from their point of view, it's like, no, it makes sense that they made that decision. It's a good decision for them. Or like they'll ask you to make a decision and you're just like, both decisions are bad decisions. Which decision should I make? So like it makes it really interesting. You finished all of them? Okay, so don't spoil it because I haven't played this one, but I'm having a lot of fun. No, I only talk to kids about things like what I should do career-wise, career decisions. Those are the only ones. Those are the only ones I rely on kids for. Everything else, they're just dumb. Anyways, we're going to continue with The Walking Dead. I'm having a lot of fun. This has been a really interesting journey so far. And I don't feel like wearing headphones today, so I'm going with my speakers. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud and mess with the audio. We'll see. But, yeah. Let's, baby talk. Yeah. Let's do this, I guess. Good. Working. So if I recall, we just had the shootout with the Russian people, and did we get away? Yes, we did. We did. We spent the night at that, like, cell phone tower or whatever, and that's where we stopped at the end of that night. So let's see what happens next. Yippee, how's it going? Welcome. How are you? All right. Let's see what decisions we make. Might be a little bit too loud. Anybody who's watching, I am live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, so you might see me talking to the wrong camera. It just means I'm talking to somebody on a different platform, or sometimes I screw up and look at the wrong camera.
You sure you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. If I start to crap out, I'll let you know.
Okay, will you do that? It's no trouble.
How much further?
Close. Very close.
You've been saying that every time I ask.
Please,
Yeah, that's also true.
come.
I'm really starting to think
Uh-oh.
you're full of shit.
Kenny, look out!
What the fuck? Ah! Jesus Christ.
Whew.
That was close.
Fucker came out of nowhere.
That was real loud. Hopefully there aren't more of them.
Hurt your wallet per episode, but it was worth it.
Around to find out.
It's very
I-
close. Come.
I only own the first 2 seasons, so I have to buy the other ones, which is probably going to hurt. It's old now, so it's not going to be expensive, but it's probably going to hurt because either I have to buy them separately for more money,
There.
or buy the whole chunk, but still end up paying extra because I already own 2 of them.
It's half built.
We're here for the supplies, not the house.
It's warm. Fireplace. Very warm.
As long as there's food, who cares what it looks like?
You're not gonna think that when you wake up with a couple inches of snow covering you.
Hey, you said
We're
half
just gonna
built,
walk over?
so we just do the part that doesn't have snow covering us.
Maybe there's a way around.
I don't see any.
Really, Yippee, I hear 3 and 4 are better
Say it
than
in
2.
American asshole.
It's okay. Walk. Ice.
No shit ice. That's the problem.
He's saying it's fine.
I go first. I can be front.
Maybe we shouldn't clump together. We just can't have too much weight.
She's right.
Just your opinion?
We need to spread out, just to be safe.
Yeah,
The less weight, the better.
I don't know. So far, I'm enjoying it.
First, since he's so confident.
It's okay.
It's okay. Don't worry. I do it. So far, I like season 1 better than season 2. I don't know if you were here when I was saying it, just like right before you showed up. The biggest issue is the fact that Clementine's the star, and the way they've tried to force it is kind of embarrassingly bad. But I do think it's a good season. I think season 1 was better. Hello, we win. Yeah, no. I don't blame you. How you been doing, Weewin? How was your weekend? Uh-oh.
We're okay. Don't worry.
Someone's gonna fall in. It's gonna be Gimpy McGee, isn't it?
We got some walkers behind us.
Boring. Mine was exhausting.
Let's just get to the house.
But yeah, Yippee.
Stay with us.
Season 1 was fine. I mean, season 2 is fine so far.
That's too left.
I really like how.
Just stay spread out and we'll be fine.
Hey, motherfucker! Shit!
Don't run.
Kenny!
Get back here, you piece of shit! I should let you drown, you piece of shit.
No! Kenny! Don't hurt him!
Give me just a second, Yippee.
Well, they made it.
Yeah, I saw the Michonne one, and the only reason I knew that existed was because was because of the iOS port of it.
Don't come over here. Hey, I can make it. It's fine.
And there's 400 days, I think, is the other one.
Yeah.
I think those are all of them.
You got walkers on the way. Let me help
It's too
you.
thin for both of us. I just gotta be careful. Oh!
No!
Stop!
Uh-oh.
Stop! I'm fine. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
I just gotta pull myself out.
You gotta get out of there, Luke.
Yeah, Clem. I'm working on it.
You need to help.
No!
Clem,
You're
go.
gonna fall through.
Go help
No,
him.
Clem,
Clem,
do not.
just go back for him. You're light. You
Stop
can do
telling her that.
Do we go or do we not go? People who know the answer, please don't answer. Anybody who doesn't know the answer, should we go or should we not go? Should we go or should we not go? Also, Yippee, yes, so season 1 I like better because it makes more sense that people are turning to Lee because he is an adult grown man. It doesn't make sense that a bunch of adults are turning to a child. This moment, yes, because it's like you're lighter, you can go help. But when they're like, I'm pregnant and I don't know if my husband is the daddy or the other guy's the daddy. Clementine, what should I do? She's 11. She shouldn't be listening to this. That part is really stupid in this game, and the writing is really bad for that. The rest of the writing is phenomenal. It's so tense. I love the fact that, like, right from the start, it's like high tension, high stakes the whole time. It just makes zero sense that an 11-year-old is making these decisions. That being said, it's still really good. But I haven't heard anything good or bad about the Michonne one or the 400 Days. But I did hear season 3 and 4 were better than season 1 and 2. But I've also heard that season 2 is the best out of all of them. So I don't know. But I'm enjoying all of them. My husband's dead. What do I do? Talking about this at work today. I should go. I'm pregnant. What should I do? Clementine's response should be keep your legs crossed. Yes, 11 years old with 25 years experience. Okay, Weeman says I should go. I feel like I should go. I feel like if I don't go, they're just gonna let him die. I would opt out for like don't go, but then shoot. But I feel like the game's gonna be like, no, don't go, and then he's gonna fall in the ice and die anyway. And then I feel if I go, he'll fall in the ice, but there's a chance that at least he'll be okay because they'll all come in to try to help both of us. Obviously, we're not gonna die because the game's got to continue. But yeah, I say I'm gonna go. Was that the little girl, the teenage girl with the glasses? Is that who that is, Yippee? Okay, so you're saying don't go then. Yeah, so I agree with you. They didn't develop her enough. I think she had a really interesting storyline going on. We were all having a debate. Some people were saying she was super sheltered. Some people were saying she was a little bit developmentally delayed. I think it was a mix of both. I think she was developmentally delayed, and because of that, she was sheltered, which made the developmental delay even worse, which then made her freeze and make really bad decisions. And I think it would have made for a really interesting story had they continued with her. I'm really upset that she didn't get any further than that, because I think it would have led to some really interesting stuff. But yeah, it was hard to kind of really enjoy her. Nick was another one that I was like, he was just one key the whole time of just bad decisions. But there was no like logic behind his bad decision making. Is there any tap dance on the day? Oh. Want to see how you can jump? Look what I can do. Yeah, it was sad that he got turned. I just didn't like that Nick was one note. Like everybody loves Kenny, so you might dislike this take, but I hate Kenny. Until now. Season 2, he's gone a lot better. Season 1, I thought Kenny was a horrendous character. Not that the writing was bad or that he was a bad character. I just didn't like him. I would not like him as a person because a lot of his decisions were selfish. But they were selfish and you could see why they were selfish and what he was thinking when he was making the decisions. Whereas Nick made the same decisions, but it just felt like I did it because I was helping. But that doesn't feel believable. Whereas like if Kenny said he did it because he was helping, you could see right through it and be like, you're full of crap. That's not why you did it. Or he wouldn't say he was doing it to help and he would tell you why he did it. Whereas Nick was always, I'm trying to help, and he just made the wrong decisions every time. And it was like, that felt really topical. It didn't feel like there was a real reason for his decisions. So I wasn't a fan of Nick. I did feel bad that he was turned. I wish they would have spent more time with him. I think he would have been another really interesting character to have. There was just some things that were weak about this game for sure. If you leave your seats, it isn't yours anymore. It's an international. Yeah. Yeah, basically. I don't. We don't use that kind of phrasing for it, but yeah, that rule is pretty much international. Okay, I'm gonna. Unless you want it to blow up in your face. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to help him. Let's do it.
Clem, look at me. Pull out your gun and shoot those damn walkers, okay? Just give me a little time.
You know what?
You can make it, but you need to go.
No.
Now.
Clem.
I'm gonna shoot.
This
I'm gonna
is
shoot.
Dangerous.
I'm gonna shoot.
Thanks. I'll be on a sec. Just keep shooting.
Because the truth is, how can I help at 11 years old? I wouldn't be able to lift him up anyway.
I got you.
Rest a second.
Keep him off us, Clem.
I'm really tempted to like let this play out, and if I don't like it, quit. But at the same time, no, stop, stop. I've never heard that saying, but that could be it.
Luke!
It's too late.
Clementine, stop!
Nothing more you can do.
Nope, I'm not stopping. No.
Fuck. It's okay, I got you. Come on, you're gonna be okay. Go, to the house, we need a fire. Oh, fuck, she's gonna fucking freeze to death.
No. Jessa B, how's it going? Welcome. Man.
There's a fireplace.
We lost 2 of them. Oh no, she's still alive.
We have to get them warm. They're gonna freeze to death.
He's just gone.
Scientific fun fact. If you don't know this, they would probably have all died in real life. Because water that cold, for those who don't live in cold climates, water that cold has an actual physiological response in your body when you hit it. When you fall in ice like that, the reason people drown on frozen lakes so often is not because they get trapped under the ice and they can't get out. A lot of the time is because when you are that cold and you hit the water, your body instantly exhales and inhales. Whether you want to or not. And so most people drown because they instantly breathe in the water. They don't hold their breath. And so all 3 of them would probably have died had this happened in real life. Because it doesn't always happen, but it is very likely to happen. And it is super dangerous to fall in frozen ice because of that, unless you are prepared to go into the frozen ice. Like in the case of like the plane that crashed in that harbor or whatever, and everybody jumped into the cold water. Or this was a long time ago. It was like in the ice in the 90s, I think. Not the one that like the captain landed because of the geese, but a different one. Those people were preparing to jump into the cold water, and even then a lot of them drowned because of that physiological response. But when it's sudden and just breaks under you, your body just reacts. So they probably would have died anyway. Interesting fact. Interesting fact. My hair looks extra lush today. Thank you. It's a new system. I switched it on Friday, and it's the right color, because the ones that I've been using, they were much lighter in color, and I've been doing it because the black is a little bit too black, and so it looks dyed, which I don't like, but it actually suits my hair color. Like it's a literal match. Whereas the other one is brown and it doesn't match, so you can always see when the light hits it perfectly, you can always see the two colors. So I went with the black. This one's brand new, and I just washed it today. Or I conditioned it today, so it's extra shiny and it's a little bit too thick. Because it's a pre-cut system, they cut it for me. They wanted me to promote it being cut already. And it's a little bit too thick. I've thinned it a little bit. I might thin it again in a little while, but for now I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on. I don't remember who Bonnie is. I don't know how I feel about Bonnie yet. I don't know how I feel about Bonnie yet. Don't spoil anything, because I haven't gotten far enough to know how I feel about her. Because although she betrayed us and took the food for free, she has spent the rest of the time trying to make it up to us. So right now I'm leaning towards the benefit of the doubt. But I've heard a lot of people say they hate her. So I don't know.
Luke's fucking gone.
Your hair looks like crap. Yes, exactly, Ty. $20 off, actually.
We should have just fucking gone around.
Damn!
It happened too fast.
Once that ice started to go, there wasn't nothing any of us could do.
You could have helped him.
Don't listen to
And I'm sure that's where the name comes
this
from,
ain't
even.
on you son of a bitch! This is your fucking fault!
No, it's not.
Kenny, don't, man!
Don't what?
It wasn't Arvo's fault. Luke was shot.
And who got him shot?
Good point.
Look at this place. Just a stack of fucking toothpicks. Bet those magical supplies are bullshit too. What? No speaking of English?
Fuck you.
You fucking commie piece of shit!
Kenny! Fuck you.
Is nobody gonna stop him?
Fuck!
The 11-year-old is gonna stop him. The 11-year-old did that.
Just stop.
He would. He would. He'd be doing that too, Kenny. 100%. Although by the end, Rick got pretty dark.
What did you do to him?
There's another just like it.
Rick Grimes is your
Wasn't
hero.
lying.
I liked Rick. The power got to his head, which is what human nature would do. I think all of us would end up like that.
How a can of fucking chili is gonna help.
How is
me.
beating a kid?
But yeah, he made some
help
decisions that I was like,
anyone?
ooh.
This is your fault, and you damn well know it.
Wait, how's it his fault?
I'm tying him up.
Fine.
That I don't understand. How's it his
Fire
fault?
started.
You okay? He's hurt real bad.
Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I already have enough for me.
Life.
Just let it grow.
Thought I
Go
had
wild, all
matches.
natural. Mike is the Lee substitute, right? You're scared to go back to the gym? Why? Wrong camera. Why? The right thing. Yeah, I think Rick definitely always tries to do the right thing. He just doesn't always make the best decisions despite wanting to do the right thing.
You're up.
Closer to the end, though. At the beginning, he always made really solid decisions.
Kenny's out back trying to get some stupid truck started. Here, you should eat something.
You okay?
Thank you.
People were able to catch some beers while you did an exercise? I'm not sure what you mean, Weewan.
I've lost people before, but it just hasn't felt this shitty in a while.
He cared about you too, Jane. I know he did.
God damn it. I shouldn't have come back. I knew this would happen. I knew it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Oh. Oh. Okay. So a couple things. Sorry, I keep pausing. Sorry, we're having an interesting conversation on Twitch. Couple things. I don't blame you for feeling the way you feel, because that would be very hard to deal with. But try to remind yourself that these are a bunch of strangers. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. And so if they did catch some, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that you should, like, be fine with it, but how is that going to affect your day-to-day life? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Try to remind yourself of that it's not like it was like your boss at work, or it was like you're dating a new guy and it was his parents that saw it, and then it'd be like, oh god. So try to remind yourself of that. I will say mostly what Ty was saying was, yeah, most people are not really paying attention to other people. And I only say mostly because there are still a lot of pervy guys that they're at the gym just to show off and just to check out the girls. But try not to let it bother you, because those guys are everywhere, first of all. But anybody who did see it isn't really going to care in the long run. Like, I went to the beach once, not the beach, I went to a pool once years ago when I was in El Salvador. And the girl that was there in the pool, it was just like me, like 3 or 4 other people that were just randomly there, and this girl. And this girl must have been like 17, 18 years old. I was about 15 at the time. And she went into the pool and she was wearing a white bikini. But as soon as it got wet, it went fully transparent. Like, it was like she was wearing nothing. And when she got out of the water, she noticed, and she got really embarrassed and left. It's been 14 years since then. What is it? No, 24 years? 24 years since then. I remember the incident. I don't remember what she looked like. I don't remember what her name was. I don't even remember what place it was at. And me remembering this now, does that affect her life in any way? Not really. But, you know, it happens. Don't let that become a huge issue, you know? A lot of people do put something online if they do see it, but something like that can't really be put online. Most platforms will not show it, but even if they got it and they put it online, most countries have laws against it, and those videos can be tracked down very, very easily. So I really wouldn't be too concerned. there's a higher chance of you taking a sexy picture and sending it to a lover and that being leaked out than somebody randomly catching you with a slip out in public and then putting it up. Do you know what I mean? Cursed white clothes, right? Right? And she was a darker skinned girl. Like, I'm Latino, but I'm pretty light skinned. She was a darker skinned girl. So that didn't help her case at all. And I felt really bad for her. I mean, I was 14. I was like, that's hot. But at the same time, I felt embarrassed for her. I don't remember what she looked like anymore. I just remember she had dark hair and dark skin and a white bikini. But really, who cares, right? Things happen. Things happen. But even as text, who are they going to tell? I've just told there are 6 on Twitch and YouTube, and there are 6 on TikTok right now. That's 12 people I've just told. None of you will ever know who this woman is. She will never know that I'm telling you guys this story. She won't even know I'm talking about her. Even if she were to catch my stream, she wouldn't know that it was about her specifically. Who are they going to tell? They're going to text somebody's boobs fell out? And then what? And then what? Right?
I'm gonna find something.
We need examples to know what we're talking about, you know?
Thank you. I can't take this shit anymore.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
Hell of a day. But we gotta get moving. If you're feeling up to it, I could use a hand out back with this truck. This house ain't worth a crap, but the vehicles ain't in bad shape. With a little luck, we can get one fixed up. Be out of here by nightfall.
It's your therapy.
Give me a minute.
This game is really fun. It's frustrating, but frustrating because like it's like real people. But it's fun.
I'll watch
Definitely
it.
fun.
Clem. Just be careful.
I hope so, Fatal. I only own season 1 and 2. But I'm gonna look into getting the other seasons because I am really, really liking this. I've also been told that I should try Life is Strange and Wolf Among Us. Is that what it's called?
What did she have to say? I know she was running her mouth. What did she say?
Well, we didn't talk about you.
Really?
Really, Kenny.
What happened? It's over. But AJ needs us now. We gotta stick together on this thing, all right? Come on. Let's see if the truck's gonna go. My daddy always had a half-dozen wrecks he was fixing up.
I've got an example to tell you even in just a second.
Mean some bitch. But he taught me respect. Girl like Jane could learn a thing or two about that.
We're all just tired.
Hell, I've been tired for 2 years.
That's what I'm struggling with, Fatal, is because I already own the first 2 seasons.
Give it a turn.
I don't want to pay full price for the whole thing. But I don't know if it'll be cheaper to buy them separately and see what it costs versus buying the full series, like the full definitive edition,
I can get this thing
and paying for 2 that I already own. Do you know what I mean?
On the road and really make some distance. Wellington's got to be out there. Now, those rumors can't all be bunk.
Sounds good to me.
We're gonna make it, Clem. I know it.
Oh, the guy who says we're gonna make it is always the guy who dies.
All right, turn it again.
That's like when you go check out the noise in the basement. You're guaranteed to die.
Did you turn it?
Yes.
God damn it!
We'll get it working.
We gotta get moving if we're gonna keep AJ alive. We're running out of time. I gotta get this thing to start.
That's how this was originally on PC.
Gonna try warming
Every
up the
episode
battery.
was separate.
Go on inside. I don't like leaving him with that girl.
Mind you, the mobile version will probably never get the definitive edition all in one chunk. Okay. Example, we win. If you're concerned about this, try to take a little bit of inspiration from this person. I've told this story a long time ago on stream. I don't know if I've told it recently. I don't know if I told it when you were here. I went on a date with a girl once, and she showed up super drunk, like barely walking level drunk. She was like an hour late for the date. She showed up with her best friend, so it was like me, her, and her best friend. I had sat close to the band because it was a little bar with like a live band performing. There was a whole bunch of stuff that happened throughout the whole date, but at one point in the date, she turned her phone around and showed me a picture of a kitty cat and asked me if I would be really willing to roll my R's on that kitty cat. That was bad to begin with. But where it like ties into how you're feeling. She then proceeded to tell me about how she got her stomach stapled and she lost a bunch of weight and she was feeling really confident and whatever. She was pretty. But then proceeded to pull her boob out in the middle of the bar in front of like the band and everybody who was around. And it wasn't like an accidental, she was fixing her shirt and it came out. Like it was a full out and in the open. I ended up like rejecting her. I ended up leaving. Where I'm tying it with you. Not only did she not feel embarrassed about what happened, she then tried to still get another date with me. And months later, like almost a year later, she contacted me again on a dating site, on a dating app, and didn't remember me or what had happened. And when I told her the story, she just laughed. So if she can feel okay and confident, try to take a little bit from that, because yours was accidental and it wasn't you embarrassing yourself. She full out embarrassed herself and she still felt okay about it afterwards. So TLDR, the story is send retro boob pics. If you're facing a minor issue since 3 days on your Twitch, I haven't had any errors. At least I haven't noticed any errors. What kind of error are you getting? Game Pass on top with all the seasons. That could be an option to do Game Pass. I'll see what it costs to buy the game separately. And if Game Pass is cheaper, I might just do Game Pass, because I haven't had Game Pass in a while. Joe, how's it going? Welcome. How did we get onto this story? One of my friends just had an embarrassing thing happen. And I was just kind of showing her an extreme embarrassing thing that's not... That is something worth feeling embarrassed about. And that woman was perfectly fine, so my friend hopefully can feel a little bit better. There's a book called The Art of Not Giving an F. Check it out. Yeah, there you go. There you go. See if there's a Dutch version of that book, Weewin. The Art of Not Giving an F. The most precious video game? I mean, the most precious game is precious to me because I just love the game series. Would be Resident Evil 2 on the PS1. But if we're talking financially, the most precious game I own, where did I put it? Ah, there it is. Clearly it's not that precious. I can't find it right away. The most precious game I own is this one. It's hard to see because of the dark. It's called Kuon. It's actually by From Software. And it is a horror game. Kind of like Resident Evil, based in like feudal Japan. With like ghosts and weird psychedelic stuff that happens. It is one of the rarest games on the PS2. And I own an original copy. So, although it's not my most precious game, it's the most like rare game that I own. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Wonder if this has like a battery or something we could use. But yeah, if you've never played that game, it's pretty good. It's like original Resident Evil, like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Tank controls kind of slow. Battling is really tough and not action-packed. It's kind of slow.
Finish this place.
But it's like eerie and tense, and there are 3 characters you can let you do play as the story progresses. Graphically, it's not a bad-looking game, but it's definitely not for everybody. When I've played it on stream, nobody really watches. But it's not really a known game, so. No worries, Judd. Thank you so much for popping in, though. I appreciate you stopping in to say hello. Have yourself a good day.
Looks broken.
Those spoopy games, man. The spoopy games.
What do you want?
What are you looking at?
I just wanted to see how you were.
How do you think? It must be nice being a pretty little girl. No one ever expects you to do a damn thing.
Hold up. Did the writers really write that into the script? Because I don't feel like that was done with the deeper layer. Like, in the real world, you get a lot of people that will make an argument and then turn around and pretend that you made a different argument to argue against. Like, I made a video once talking about how, like, pirating back when, like, floppy disks were a thing on the NES was not common. And then the NES disk system came out and it made copyright faster. But then I talked about how they tried to, or copying faster. Then I talked about how they tried to protect it. And I was talking about how cool the little idea was, even though it was a basic idea. This guy argued that pirating games was a really big deal when the NES was out. And so I tried to argue about how, like, not everybody had access to computers to be able to dump games. Not everybody had access to cartridges with chips in them to put into the NES. And then he tried to say that I was arguing that the floppy disks were not easy to copy. And he just made up his own argument. That happens in real life. This spent the whole show telling us to make every decision, and now says it must be nice to be a little girl because no one expects anything from you. When she literally just spent the whole damn time running her mouth telling us to go save him. And I don't think the writers wrote it with the mentality of that's how real people are. I think they're trying to make the realistic thing of, like, she's hurt and you're just a little girl, so you'll never understand. But that doesn't work when you've spent the whole show telling us to do everything. That's weird. That's weird. That's really weird. Yeah, tried to cover Luke. Yeah, tried to cover Luke.
And I both know you had a chance to save Luke. You and I both know what happened back there. I got nothing more to say to you.
Yeah, we're literally the reason she's away from Carver. We're literally the ones that sided with whatever the other guy's name was to give her food or whatever. But somehow we don't do anything. But yeah, Kirsten, I've never played this game, so I asked people what I should do, but if they knew what the outcome would be, not to say it. And only one person suggested.
I moved him in here.
And then they also changed their mind halfway through. And so then I just chose at random. And then instantly regretted it.
Seen that look before.
Son of a bitch.
I've seen it too. A few times.
Yeah, John. Seriously.
Then you know what's about to happen.
Seriously, man.
I know Kenny's a nice guy, Clem. I bet Carver was a nice guy, too. Once. Probably had a nice job and a nice, pretty wife. Then all this happened. And one day he caved some kid's face in and realized he could sleep at night.
Kenny isn't Carver. He just made a mistake.
All I'm saying is, start thinking about what happens if you're wrong.
You know, I hated Kenny in the first season, but...
You two have known each other a long time. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to decide how much that's worth.
in this season, he's really made me second guess my decisions about him. If this was first season, I would totally turn my back on him.
Something.
Oh, look at that. The 11-year-old has to take care of the baby. Must be nice being an 11-year-old pretty little girl. All you have to do is take decisions for all the adults and take care of the baby.
You want to try?
No way. It's gonna puke. Clem, no.
Hold it like this.
Hey. Hi. My name's Jane.
I don't remember who Ben is. Let me look.
Puke.
It's not gonna puke.
It puked.
That's how I react. Oh, Ben! Yeah, I was torn about Ben. I'm torn about most of the characters. I think Ben's biggest thing,
There's not much left.
which I was talking about earlier with Rawfish.
I was running with some people a long time ago, down near DC. Some guy got trapped in the middle of a crosswalk.
Ben made bad decisions, but you could tell why he was making the decisions he
He used
made.
to call me Mary Jane. He was a douchebag. Anyway, the dick got stuck under a car hiding from a dozen walkers. One after another, they went down there trying to save him. Lost 4 people before we got him out.
But a lot of people died because of Ben.
They had to try, right?
Didn't find out till later he was already bit. Turned and ripped the neck right out of this old lady. The look on her face was... She was just staring up at the sky, like she was watching a bird. Look, Clem.
Hey, he did it.
He got it working.
See, that's the thing. At this point where we are, Kenny is more of an asset than a hindrance.
It works.
What'd I tell you?
Because he's strong
So what's
and he's
the plan?
handy.
How much food do we have?
At least a week.
And for the baby?
We need to find a place for the baby.
Yeah, someplace warm.
I agree. We should head back south.
What?
We're gonna freeze to death. I don't know whose stupid idea it was to march up here in the first place, but it was a bad one.
She's right.
What if we went back to house?
Wait, what? Fuck that. I was thinking more like Texas.
Texas? The fuck?
It was just an idea.
We already talked about this.
I'm sorry. We did?
We're going to find Wellington. Right, Clem?
Crap.
Wellington?
Who are we with? Who are we with? Again, if you guys know the answer, please don't spoil it. Please don't spoil it. Let's sleep on it. Jane's right or Kenny. Kid with 1 sub, how's it going? Welcome. Kirsten says Kenny. I hate the cold. So I would personally probably choose to go with Jane because I'd rather be somewhere warm. Kid with 1 sub, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. But I'm kind of with Kenny because, like, I don't even remember House anymore. I don't even remember House anymore. But I feel like that earlier we had talked about, like in the show, they had talked about how the cold slows them down and there's supposed to be some safe spot there. And I'm sort of on the fence about, like, I'm leaning more towards the unknown that could possibly be good versus the known that is bad. I think I'm gonna go with Kenny. Oh, with the horde of walkers. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're going with Kenny.
Kenny, it's freezing up here.
I'm with Kenny. We should head north.
goddamn right.
Clem.
My friend Krista. She told me about Wellington a long time ago, Jane. It's out there.
Look, I don't give two shits about what you people think. I got this truck working, so I say where we go. And we're heading fucking north.
Kenny, don't go about it that way.
We gotta help an AJ.
What about Arvo?
Who? Oh, the Rusky? Yeah, he ain't coming with us.
You're just gonna leave him here?
I don't give a good goddamn where he goes. He's done.
We should ask him what he wants.
Yeah.
There's a concept.
Yeah.
He knows the area. He can help us.
Oh yeah, some help he's been. He got Luke killed.
I ain't gonna say he helped the situation, but maybe if you'd eased up on him before, he wouldn't have run away in the first place. You ever think about that, Kenny?
Either way, I'm not going anywhere in the middle of the night.
Yeah, me neither. There could be a herd out there.
You want that child's blood on your hands, Mike?
We're all gonna die out here if you don't calm the fuck down, Kenny.
Haven't we been through enough for one day?
Jesus.
I'll agree with
Christ. Remember the last time we had a working car and sat around on our asses, Clem?
I'm going inside.
God damn it!
Kenny, are you okay?
That was a really dumb question to ask. Why did I click that? You know what? Although last time we waited on our asses, our van truck thing got stolen,
You better talk some sense into him.
I do think it's a stupid idea to go at night.
For his sake.
We've got nothing. At least before we had stuff. We've got nothing. So I don't think it's a good idea to go at night. Also with Arvo, I agree. He's useless. He's a scared kid. And he has screwed us over and over again. But I don't have the heart to just kill him
Clem. Sorry, just give me a second.
and fully blame him for being a kid who is stupid. Do you know what I
Close
mean?
the door.
Although I remember what I felt
Can you
when
believe this, Clem?
the shootout first happened, I would have let him die.
Truck,
So
and they act like I just shit in their cereal. I knew Jane would have a stick up her ass, but I thought at least Mike would have more sense.
They're scared of you, Kenny.
Well, if their big plan is to wander around in the woods, they ought to be scared of more than me.
Did you hear me?
We're all scared. Look, we got maybe a day's worth of food for that
Just a
kid
second, John.
left. That's it. Clem, think about Rebecca and Alvin. I mean, what if Lee hadn't gone tearing across half of Georgia looking for you? A lot of folks died to make that happen. A lot of folks died to get us this far.
Maybe he shouldn't have.
Don't you say that. I ought to slap you. You know what he sacrificed for you? What I did? That means something, damn it! I wish Lee was here.
me too.
What'd you think he'd say?
I think he'd tell me to try to keep the group together. And to keep my hair short.
We can't just give up on this kid. I mean, what's the point of going on after that? That's what people like Lee knew, and what people like Jane won't ever understand. Look, I know Wellington might be bullshit, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Krista heard about it too, right? You know, when I first saw you back at that lodge, I thought I was dreaming. And when you sat with those people at dinner, well, I knew you were growing up. And yeah, I felt sad, but also pride. Pride I hadn't felt in a long time. But I need you now, Clem. There have to be folks doing better than us.
Yeah, but we can't do it alone. We need the others.
And that's why I gotta be able to count on you, Clem. We gotta convince him. You and me.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
We'll figure everything out in the morning. Come on, let's get some sleep. So we gotta be ready.
He just needs to hold his shit together a bit longer, then it'll be a bit better. Yeah, John. The characters are so unlikable, but if you really think about it, that's how people are. Like, I think the pandemic was like the perfect example of that, where you would see how willing people were to be terrible to each other for their own gains. And not because they were terrible people, but because they just had a different perspective that most of the time was okay, but sometimes was like objectively a bad decision, but they just were too stupid to know any better. So yeah, I think that's what actually makes the game so good, is because that is how people are. Like, everything he is doing right now, I think would be very accurate to how people would be with everything he's gone through. Even Arvo, who is kind of useless and right now objectively has done some pretty bad things, because like he lied. Like, we gave him the supplies, we didn't steal anything, but they still wrote it in that we stole everything. If we ignore that it's just bad writing and say that it's actually something somebody would say, he's a liar. He's a liar and a scumbag who caused all of this to happen. At the same time, who knows what group he's with, right? Like, those people may have been threatening him, and he took too long, and the only way he could say it was to say he got everything stolen or whatever. So it's like, it's so interesting. Jane stole the gun, and she didn't even steal it, he dropped it. But she didn't steal anything. That's the thing. She didn't take anything. Unless they said it earlier and I missed it, but from what I recall, she didn't take anything. He dropped the gun, and that was the closest thing that there was to stealing. So it's like the writing was kind of weird. I did play season 1. See, I don't remember that, Kristen. I don't remember that. At least, I may have missed it when I was talking, but I don't remember her taking it. But I know we gave it to him. Like, the way that we did it, she said, you know, we're keeping this or whatever, and then we said, no, you can take it. And then he took it, and then she threatened him and said, but never come back here or we'll kill you. And then he left with the supplies, and then she got mad at us for not taking the supplies. But then he said we stole it, which is like, that's pretty scummy. As far as, there was another thing I wanted to say. Somebody said something about Bonnie's fault. It's Bonnie's fault that we left the beautiful cabin. I would argue against that. It was Luke and all of them. It was their fault, because they were being chased by Carver. No matter where they went, they were going to get caught. And that cabin was this gigantic place on the side of a hill with nothing around it. They were eventually going to check that place with or without Bonnie. Bonnie just made it quicker. And in Bonnie's defense, and it's not a good defense or like a good reason to do it, she was with the group. And humans overall tend to go with the group whether or not they are good decisions. That's why there's this whole like mob speak, mob mentality thing. Humans are really stupid overall, and we will do what the group says, whether we believe it or not. Especially in a case like this where, like, if you go against the group, you will die. You will do it whether you agree or not. And so I would argue that it wasn't Bonnie's fault. Bonnie was just one of the cogs in the system, but with or without her, this was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Janie's got a gun. Yeah, I don't know, Kristen. Maybe it's... I know there was the 400 days. Maybe it had to do with that? I don't actually know. I have no idea. I've never played that one, so I couldn't tell you. But yes, Bar, I did play Season 1. We went straight from Season 1 into this one. Making errors with cracks. But that's what I love about this game, is that it can be stupid and goofy and like so unrealistic, but it like sparks some pretty interesting conversations about human nature, which I think is really interesting. You're excited to see this last little bit? I'm having fun. I should have played 400 Days. I don't own it. I didn't even know it existed until somebody else said it. Excuse me? I don't think so.
Mike.
Easy. Easy now.
Step back.
Clem. Shit.
What are you doing?
I got the rest of it. Clem.
Wow.
We're just leaving.
Kenny wants the truck. Kenny fixes the truck.
Now keep it down.
And these people are just gonna steal it.
Nobody else has to get involved.
That's everything we have.
Listen, you just gotta get away from that guy, Clem. Okay?
Who? Kenny?
Damn it, we don't have time for this.
Come on, Mike. Let's just go.
Yeah. Taking the supplies and leaving the baby. If they were just gonna steal the truck, okay. But they're taking everything. They're literally killing us.
All right, Clem. Now I'm gonna walk up to you nice and slow, and you're gonna give me the gun, okay?
Kenny! Jane! Help! They're robbing us!
No!
Clem! Jesus!
Yeah.
God,
Yep.
Mike, you have to go. Just leave her.
Clint, what the fuck did you do? Clem, what did you do? Clem! Clem!
Clementine!
Oh, no, don't do this. I can't handle this.
Lee?
It's just a bad dream, sweet pea. What was it about? Duck?
He's bit.
We don't know how
I agree,
this works
kid.
yet.
I agree.
Maybe it's like a cold. His mom's a doctor. Maybe she can help him.
It's not like a cold.
No, it's probably not.
I was on the fence about Jane, but not anymore. Not at all.
I feel bad.
Why?
I called him a crybaby when I hid the bug in his pillow.
Oh, that's okay, honey. You didn't mean it.
Lee?
Hmm?
Why did Lily do that to Carly?
I don't know. She was sad, Clem. That can make people angry sometimes.
Have you ever been that angry?
One time. Clem, people don't always make sense.
Amen.
How come?
Because bad things happen to everyone. And it's hard to keep being yourself after they do. What do you think? Should we have left her behind?
No.
Maybe we should have. I don't know.
That's not the Lee we
Oh,
had,
did
okay?
the right thing.
How can you tell?
Well, it's not like math, Clem. Sometimes there just isn't a right answer.
I hate math.
Me too, sweet pea. But part of growing up is doing what's best for the people you care about, even if sometimes that means hurting someone else.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
It's not that easy.
Bing bong. Thank you, Kirsten, for following.
What can I tell you to make it better?
That you won't leave me.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, Jesus!
Everything
That scared me. That scared me. I don't even know who that was. Fatima, thank you so much for the follow. Whew. It's because the game audio is really quiet, and the alerts are still full blast even if they're through the speakers.
Let's try to get some sleep.
Okay, Lee.
Oh, that scared me. Joaquin, thank you so much for the rose. I appreciate that. I was like so intent in the moment. Just like enjoying Lee being back for a little bit. I didn't even hear what we talked about at the end. Well, at least we know the alerts still scare me even without the headphones. That was my big concern if I use speakers.
On the left. Slow down.
Kieran, thank you. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun.
She's awake.
I've only played the first season ever, and this is all new to me, and I'm loving it. No, it's okay, Fatima. I have the alert set up really loudly.
Clem. Oh, thank God.
You passed out from the shock.
What happened?
That piece of shit Rusky shot you.
We had to run the truck to keep you warm. How do you feel?
It hurts.
Couldn't find the bullet. Must have gone clean through. It'll burn a while, but you'll be fine.
Those sons of bitches. I mean, I expected it from the Russian. But Mike? I could tell they were working on something.
I didn't think they'd go that far.
Yeah, well, who would steal our food and shoot a kid? We never should have thrown in with trash like that in the first place.
I can't believe they did that.
I don't think they knew what they were doing, except trying to get away.
Yeah, well, they're gone now.
I mean, Clementine, but...
Now that Clem's awake,
I know the other characters.
We're headed north.
I don't know yet.
What, to find Wellington?
You sure talk a lot of shit, but you got a better plan?
It was Mike
We
up
head
until
south,
now.
Back to house.
Carver's camp? The fuck kind of plan is that?
I think Bonnie said there was more formula back there. And we actually know where it is.
Wellington's out there. We have to keep looking, Jane.
Clem, you can't be falling for this.
She made up her mind, Jane.
Clem, please. This is suicide.
Why don't you let her think for herself for once?
Why don't you?
Me?
Look, even if there is someplace up here, it could take us weeks to find it. We could get back to House in a day.
Tell you what, we can turn around just as soon as you pry this wheel from our cold, dead fingers. How's that sound?
Whatever. I give up.
I mean, why are they not discussing the fact...
off the dash.
That's actually really bad for you. Don't do that. If you do that, don't do that.
I spy with my little eye an asshole.
Oh, let me pull up my pants. I'm sorry.
Grow up.
Go to hell.
I'll pull this fucking car over.
Go ahead.
You're both being children.
Me? I couldn't see the damn road.
Bet you're having trouble seeing a lot of things these days.
You shut your fucking
Whoa,
mouth.
that's a low blow.
I am done playing games with you, Jane.
Fuck you. You don't know a damn thing about me.
Oh, I know exactly what you are. Nothing. Nobody cares about you. And you don't care about nobody but yourself. That makes you nothing.
What is it with you?
Kieran, I'll answer
It's
the
your
rest of it in just a
family,
second.
right?
Don't.
It is, isn't it?
I'm warning you, you little shit.
You're just another type A asshole trying to save a bunch of dead people.
Shut up, both of you.
Stay out of this, Clem.
Don't tell her what to do.
You listen to me. You mouth off about my family, and I will fucking end you.
Jesus Christ, I'm so sick of this wounded warrior crap. Just pull over. I can't take this.
What? Running away again? What a fucking shocker. In the end, still only care about yourself, right?
And where were you when Sarita died, Kenny? Huh? Where were you?
I was there. I couldn't... God damn you, I love that woman!
Jane, Kenny loves Sarita.
Of course he did. He loves having anyone around that does what he says. That's why he loves this kid so much. Can't talk back yet.
Fuck you.
You know the thing about people like you, Kenny? You're just a bomb waiting to go off. Everyone talks about you behind your back because they're afraid of you.
That ain't
Mike,
true.
Bonnie, Sarita.
Fucking liar, that ain't
Yeah,
true.
those are some pretty low blows. Those are some really uncalled for
They're
blows.
gonna end up dead. Sarita knew it, I know it, and so does Clementine.
I told you not to talk about my family.
Fuck you.
You fucking piece of shit.
Go to hell, you son of
Watch
a
the road, you idiot!
Jesus.
At least he stopped in time. clearly the writers of this game have never driven in snow or been to Canada, because that is not what's going to happen in that kind of weather. At all. Even with winter tires. No way, no how. Answering your question, Kieran. I'm torn on who my favorite is outside of Clementine, because I hated Kenny season 1. I know everybody loves Kenny. I hated Kenny season 1. Although I don't like the decisions he's making and he's being way too violent, he's warmed up to me because I can see why he's making the decisions he's making now at this point. He's just not good at speaking about why he's making them. I like Jane, although she's selfish. She came back. So I'm torn between both of them. Out of the rest of them, it was Mike, but Mike has shown his true colors and I'm not a fan of him anymore. But that's who I would say. That's who I would say. You don't just spin in the circle when you hit the brakes, not good winter tires. Oh, man. Yeah, I would say Kenny has good intentions in this season. In first season, he was very selfish. But in this season, he's got much better intentions. And he's doing what he thinks it takes to keep everybody safe. He's just really bad at communicating. And in turn comes off as like a prick. Instead of like putting out a good argument as to why he wants to do what he wants to do. Like he was like, it's my truck and you can't go. That was probably not the best way to approach it. Probably one of the reasons they decided to steal the truck. Had he had a more like straightforward conversation, it might have been a little bit better. But the whole group sucks at communicating, so. But yeah, I would say between Kenny and Jane, I'm leaning more towards Kenny at this point in time, I would say.
You okay?
I'm fine.
How's AJ?
He's fine.
You sure?
Yes.
Clem, you alright?
Yeah.
Kenny, I'm...
Wait, hold on.
Go around.
One of them might have diesel.
We shouldn't stop here.
We're running on fumes. Got no choice. When I holler, it's okay. Drive up closer. Anything happens, I'll try to meet you there.
Yeah, at this point, Kenny is definitely trying to keep people safe.
If you're going, go now.
Kenny.
Aw. At this point, definitely, he's motivated by trying to keep the kids alive.
I can't do this anymore. I'm serious, Clem. I tried, but I just can't.
You're both losing it.
Clem, everyone's like that around him. You know that. Clem,
see, I don't think...
you can leave. Right now.
Are you serious? What about AJ?
Look, I know you're close to him, but Kenny would never let him go. This is our chance, Clem. Don't you ever want to know what it's like to live your own life?
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
It's snowing. Why are they moving?
They must not be cold enough yet. Fuck. Get us out of here!
I don't know how to drive.
See that pedal on the floor? Step on it!
Again, asking the child to do what an adult should be doing.
Jesus!
See, that would be more like how it would have stopped. Like that. They weren't gonna stop in like 3 meters and just one circle and that's it.
Shit! Shit! There are more of them! Move! Clem! Clem, hurry! Get out! Jane! Hurry!
Jane, wait!
Come on.
Jane!
I'll answer you guys in a second about Jane. Okay. I agree. She's definitely trying to egg him on. Pretty crappy trait, because she's trying to poke the bear. I don't think she's selfish. I don't think calling her selfish is accurate enough. I think she's making very self-centered decisions. But I think it's very much a self-defense mechanism with her because she's lost people she cares about and she doesn't know how to handle that, and now she's convinced that the only thing she can do is stop caring about people to keep herself alive. So I don't hold her too accountable on the selfish side, although I do think the decisions are bad decisions. But Kenny was the same in the first season, and if not worse in the first season. I've said this many times in other episodes. The big difference is when Jane leaves, she leaves on her own when nobody else is in trouble. In season 1, there were a few times where everybody would say, Kenny, help us, and Kenny wouldn't help, and then go and sit with his family, and then use the excuse of, I'm trying to keep my family safe. But you're in this hole with us, and by you not helping us, you've made it more likely that we're all gonna die. So he's actively allowing them to die to keep his family safe, whereas Jane is more, I'm gonna get out of here. If you die, then that's your problem. But when shit hits the fan, she is there fighting alongside, whereas Kenny never did that. He always just hid with the excuse of I'm saving my family. So that I would say was more selfish, whereas Jane is more, okay, I'm done helping, I'm out of here. Although it's very selfish of her to do that, it's more of a self-protection emotionally. Whereas with Kenny, it was just a really weak excuse. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's season 1 Kenny versus Jane here. Season 2 Kenny is definitely making much stronger decisions, because although some of his decisions are very, we're doing what I say or else, we're doing what he says because he thinks it's the best way to keep the kids safe, not because he's being selfish. He just really sucks at making an argument and listening to people around him. That's what I would say. Oof, that's exhausting, Weeman. That was me yesterday. I was up for like 30, what was it, 30 hours? Something like that? 29 hours, 30 hours, something like that yesterday. So I feel you. Yeah, no worries, Ty. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah. Yeah, every decision, that's the other thing. Every decision I made Kenny that way. Like, in my playthrough, Kenny was just a complete selfish prick. There was no redeeming factors about him at all. But that was based on the decisions I made, which my decisions were always based on the greater good of the group and not just going with Kenny. In this case, I've made decisions on the greater good of the group, but Kenny's put up an argument as to why his decision would also be the greater good. So he's more nuanced in this season than he was in the first season. Yeah, once his family died, Kenny was different. He was still hard to kind of get along with. He was still being selfish. But then it came more into play of his family's dead. He doesn't really care anymore. If everybody else is dead, it won't really affect them anymore. Because in his world, he's already lost everybody. So that made even more sense for him to be selfish, and that made it more forgivable. But at the beginning, it just didn't feel forgivable. I've only ever played the first season, Nagy. Only the first season.
Kenny!
You alright?
Yeah.
Where is he? Where's the kid?
He's with her.
You left him with her? Jane?
But at this point, yes, Kenny's doing everything he can to keep Clementine safe and to keep the baby safe. And even when he snapped at us and it was unfair, he still asked for forgiveness afterwards. And I'm more upset about the adults sending Clementine in there.
Christ.
Whoa!
Jane, you okay? Where's the kid? Jane, where is he?
Tell me he's in your jacket.
Where is he?
He's in her jacket.
He's...
What are you saying? No. No!
Come on. No, 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 no.
No, not again. Not again.
Clem, look at me. No matter what happens, just stay out of it. Okay? Just trust me, Clem.
How could you let this happen?
You have to trust me. You're gonna see what he really is.
Get out of my way.
Kenny?
How could you kill a fucking child?
I didn't kill him! It was an accident, Kenny!
I won't back down from you, Kenny.
Shut up!
I'm warning you.
Jane, don't. Just don't.
I'm not letting this crazy fuck anywhere near me, Clem.
I don't know what to do.
Permission.
I feel like any decision we make now is not going to change anything here.
Don't you come near me, you son of a bitch.
Kenny! Get the fuck off!
Fuck you!
Wait, I don't know what to do. I'm like panicking. I'm panicking. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta see the decisions before I make the decisions. I need a second to think. I need a second to think. Where are they? Okay. No, I paused it right before. I didn't get to see it. Naggy Bader, thank you so much for that. Hold on, I'm just trying to... Okay, please stop. No, please don't. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. Okay.
Let go! Jane! Oh my god! This is all your fault!
I'm not holding the keyboard. I'm not holding the keyboard.
Piece of shit!
Just go.
I ain't going nowhere.
Fucking
Run!
not happening.
Please.
I'll fucking kill you.
Oh my god.
Stop! It's over!
It's not over though.
To me!
Get her off! Fucking baby killer.
God damn it!
I'll fucking kill you.
I knew you would!
They're giving me no choice. Oh my gosh.
Kenny!
It's the best choice you can do.
He's gone, Clem. She just... How could she do that?
It's such a hard decision because
Oh, Jesus. He's gone.
Are you okay?
I'll live.
like they it feels like she actually killed him, but I can't tell if she actually did. And if she didn't and we just killed the baby. Where's the baby?
Go!
Okay.
Right behind you.
Okay. Now that we know the baby's safe. That's not a game you play. She was egging him on the whole time. So not cool.
AJ!
Oh man.
alive.
AJ, let me see him.
Yeah, that's the thing. She provoked him.
I thought we lost you, buddy.
I can't believe he's alive.
It's a miracle. I thought he was gone for good.
Like, he was on
She
the
taken him
edge.
from us.
You cannot deny that.
Why would she?
She was nuts, Clem. A disturbed person that had her own agenda and was looking out for herself.
I don't agree with his statement there. But she pushed him and she shouldn't have. Just to prove herself right.
Listen, I didn't want that to happen either. I thought she killed Alvy, Clem, and at any point she could have stopped what was happening by saying he was fine. She wanted to fight.
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Ever hurt you. You understand? I was protecting you. You believe me, right?
I 100% agree with
Just
him.
imagining what she did to Alvy.
I believe you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, like sitting outside of it, it's like, yeah, he should have talked to her. Because there's no way that she would have killed him. You would hope. But you can't blame him because she poked him until he was at the edge. And then she basically pushed him with that action. So she kind of asked for it. Hate that. She kind of asked for that. He reacted in the only way that he could have at that point. Had she not done that, none of this would have happened. So, yeah. I wish there was a way to, like, stop her without killing her, but yeah. Yeah. It's my first playthrough of this season, yeah. Also, everybody on Twitch and YouTube, I may be paying more attention to TikTok because there's a bunch of people hanging out.
Might not be able to get up if we do that.
Come on. I'll race you to the top.
Hey!
Come on, Alvy. We got this.
So far, I'm definitely loving it. Topofsky, I'm loving it. I loved the first one.
You cheated.
There's a few things I don't like about this one, but I am liking this. Uh-oh.
Holy shit. We did it, Clem.
Yeah.
That's gotta
Despite
be
this, Kenny is still a good person.
It's about time.
You were telling me.
And that's it. He's broken, but he's still a dad.
Come on.
And I can bond with that part a lot. They've evolved him a lot more in this.
Finally feel safe, Clem.
Ari, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate that. Whoa!
That's far enough.
Okay.
Just stay still, Clem. Do as she says. Put your hands
I don't own season 3, so I can't.
Drop your weapons. Approach the gate.
I do have an Xbox, yeah.
Just a couple of people at the front gate. They don't look like trouble. Sounds good. Hi,
I don't have Game Pass, though.
Name's Kenny.
They dropped the baby. Drop the weapon.
Hello. Oh, what a handsome boy. Look at him. What's his name?
Alvin, Jr.
Is there someone named Krista in there?
I don't think so, dear.
So, this is Wellington.
No, I don't have the definitive edition. I bought these when they first came out.
Okay, so what do we do to get in?
Right now I'm playing on PC.
I'm afraid this is the part where I give you the bad news.
We're not letting anyone in.
The hell's this?
That's some supplies. Food, water,
What?
some medicine, a first aid
Why are
kit.
you giving us this?
Unfortunately, our community isn't accepting new members. We're over capacity as it is, and there's just not enough to go around if we keep bringing people in. Things might change in
You
a few
gotta be
months.
fucking kidding me.
I'm sorry. I really am.
But we have a baby.
This This is hard for me, too. I don't want to turn anyone away, especially children. But...
Just take the kids.
What?
Please. Just take the kids. It's too dangerous out here for them.
Oh, come on,
Girl and
no.
a baby boy. You can make room for that. You can take back the supplies you gave us if that helps. Please, just... I need them to be safe. And it's safe in there. I know that. Just ask someone, please. They won't make it out here. Please.
I'll ask. Just give me a second.
No way.
Look at me like that.
You're just gonna leave us?
If they'll only take you two, then that's how it's gotta be.
We don't even know these people.
It doesn't matter. It's safe here. You two will be safe. That's what's
I'm not
important.
ignoring chat. I just know people are giving answers and I don't want to know what the answer is.
We can take the children, but... just the children. I made the case that...
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, okay? Listen. This is your chance. For you and this boy. I don't trust myself to keep you two safe.
It just got spoiled. Someone just spoiled what happens.
Please, I'm begging you. Please, stay here. Stay here, where it's safe. Where you two will have a chance.
No, no, no! Why are you doing this?
Because it's the only way. For both of you. Think about Alvy here. Please, Clem. Just do as I'm asking. This one last time. You'll meet people. You'll make friends. People better than me.
Okay. Okay, we'll stay.
Good.
We'll stay.
Good. This is the right decision. Okay. Right. He's grown. You tell him about his mommy and his daddy and all the people who tried to keep him safe. You tell him, okay? He deserves to know. I got, oh, here. Take this.
Can you imagine how much that hat must stink?
When he's old enough, you make him wear it. It'll keep the sun out of his eyes. That's important. All right. Good. Keep an eye out for him. Please. Now,
I know.
Alvin here.
He doesn't have 25 years of
Live
experience.
a good life, okay? Don't waste this, okay? Now, I'm gonna go before one of us changes their mind. Now, I'm gonna walk away. I might not look back. Not because I don't want to. I'm real glad to have met you, Clementine.
Bing bong. I don't even know what to say. I'm trying not to read chat because I don't want to know what happens. Because I can see people arguing about what happens. Dude. Okay, why I made the decisions I made. She is a child. She... Hold on, I'm just trying to open my browser to see if I can see what this costs. What did I do the minimum on? Shot Kenny. Only 43% of people didn't shoot Kenny. Wow. Only 25% of people stayed at Wellington. Everybody left with Kenny. People are saying theories now? Yeah. And the thing is, I don't know what theories are true or not, right? Because you'll get people that'll say theories because they know the answer. And that can kind of spoil it. But the reason I made the decisions I made. Kenny is fixated on keeping us safe. But by doing that, it's a much harder struggle for him to stay alive because he's always putting the kids first. If he's on his own, he would almost have a better chance because he doesn't have to constantly be worried about the kids. The kids have a better chance because they're at a camp, which hopefully will be better, especially because they weren't just going to let him in. If they were a bad camp, they would just let anybody in if they were going to take advantage of people, but they're not letting anybody in, which makes you feel like they are trying to keep themselves safe. What I was fighting against was by being with Kenny, we know he's gonna stay alive because the characters don't die. Like the character we are doesn't die. But also it could lead to Kenny dying and then us being alone again. So man, oh, Preston, you missed like a really intense time. While this is going, let me see. Because there's a whole bunch of people watching. I don't really want to stop streaming, but I gotta see what it is gonna cost me if I'm... Because it shouldn't be too long to install. Walking Dead, New Frontier. What's the third season called? New Frontier, okay. Stop it, no. That scared me. Whew. That scared me. That scared me. Oh, man. Am I crying? No. Do I look like I'm crying? I might look like I'm crying. I don't know. There is no other season after this, right? That's it? That's where it stops? Or not season, another episode, I mean? Yeah, that was it. That's the last episode? Yeah. Okay, let me just see about... Oh, crap. I can't remember what this is. Come on. Come on. No, I haven't played the DLC, no. I don't have the DLC. Just let me... Just trying to see if I can get this quickly. Because it's like $2 on this one thing. On this one site. How much does it cost on Steam? I didn't realize it was going to be over that quickly. I thought there was more to it. Yeah, it's like $70 for the definitive version on Steam. There's no way I'm paying $70 for the definitive version of this super, super old game. but this website's not letting me in, and it's starting to really bother me. Crap, I don't know what... Yeah. Oh, man. Hold on. Wrong email, maybe. Man, all these passwords. It's so annoying because, like, I should know my password already. But because I have to keep doing them and changing them because hackers, man. No, I can't get in, everybody. I don't know what my password is. I'm not going to be able to get in. Yeah, I can't get into my I can't get into my PayPal. That's the problem. So even if I use, like, that's what I'm on, but because of that, I need to log into my PayPal and I can't get in. Is that the code? Ah, okay. Hopefully it's not a huge file. It shouldn't be a huge file. Oh, 20 gigs? That's gonna take a while. I may not be able to do it for this stream then. Man. They just, like, added a free game to my list, too. Come on. And we might have to wait till the next stream, because it's starting to get late. It's still just processing. What do I think about Kenny now? Now I like him. Now I like him a lot. Because he did exactly what dads would do. He did exactly what dads would do. And he didn't even hesitate, which is huge. He didn't even hesitate. So you know that it wasn't like a deeper meaning or anything? You know what I mean? Give me just a second. I'm just gonna try to install this and see if it's gonna take too long. I have fast internet, but it's not insane. How big did it say? I think it said 11 gigs. Is that what it said? 15 gigabytes. But I'm streaming, so it's slowing it down. Let's see what speed it's going to be at. If it's more than 15 minutes, I'm not going to be able to do anything for this stream. Do I have it throttled? No, it's not throttled. Oh, it's gonna take half an hour. We can't wait for that. It takes 10 minutes, maybe on your internet, not on mine. It's gonna take 24 minutes on mine. And the thing is, by the time it's done and the time I get it started, it's not gonna... Yeah, like the viewership completely nosedove. Like I had like 50 people watching and it's down to 9 right now. And that was the only reason I was gonna stay, because my plan was to finish it and that was gonna be it. And I was gonna stay because there's a bunch of people, but a half an hour for it to download, because it's jumping between 25 to 30 minutes. It's not even worth it, because at 30 minutes everybody will be gone, and then it's not worth it. But I will be back tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow's Tuesday? Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And wanna borrow some speed? Yes, Weewan, please. Yeah, Kieran, I think Kenny really redeemed himself by the end. He was losing it, but you could understand why he was losing it. I do think he was dangerous. I do think he was somebody that we didn't necessarily want in the group, but we never had a moment to just really get rid of him. Like, every moment that we had was just abandoning him to die, but we needed him in those times because it was always emergencies. There was no, like, we're at a base and things are calming down and it's like, okay, we need to kick him out. Whereas, like, although he was dangerous and kind of unhinged and was not a good character at the beginning, at the end there, where he was just willing to give in and give the kids up so they would be safe. It's just very much, it speaks to his character. He fully redeemed himself by the end. Yeah, never a moment of quiet, which is how it would happen in real life, right? In real life, you would have, wrong camera because that's not on anymore, you would not have a moment of peace. And it would always be high tension and people fighting with each other and all that. But the ending, all the decisions he made were sound decisions. They were made for a good reason. They were all done with the best intentions. Sounds like all the bad news. Yeah, he made all the right decisions with the right intentions at the end. And everything Jane did was not acceptable. I understand what she was getting at. She was trying to, like, let Clem see what he really was. But that's not the way you go about letting her see who he really is. And you don't spend a whole car ride bringing up his dead family, blaming him for their death, and causing him to get angrier and angrier. Because any person would lose their mind being accused of stuff like that. And so, like, all she did was just cause it to happen. She didn't prove anything, she just made a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like F in the chat for Kenny, right? You know, it's like there was a guy. He was in, was it Mexico? Might have been Guatemala, I don't know. He was a politician, and his whole thing was talking about how, like, the government was corrupt and gang members were doing everything and ruining the country and blah blah blah. And then he talked about how he knew he was gonna die because he was speaking out against this corruption. And then he died. This is all real. And he was killed by gang members. But then it all came out that they weren't actually gang members, they were men he paid to kill him. He paid for that to happen because he knew that, he thought that that would be what would happen to cause for this government to collapse and then to bring new people in with reform and stuff. But he did it himself. So he didn't actually cause anybody to turn their backs on the government, because they all went, well, the government didn't do it, he did it. So he didn't actually prove the government was corrupt. And that's kind of what Jane was doing. Like, yeah, Kenny lost his mind and snapped. But he snapped because you made him. So you didn't actually prove he was a bad guy, you just proved you just pushed a guy over the edge, which in turn makes you the bad guy. You didn't help us in any way. Like, not good. Not good. Yeah, if she didn't trash talk Kenny, even if she didn't agree with him, she was still in the car with him. She could have, like, argued with him the whole time and, like, kept telling him it was a bad decision, but attacking his family, blaming everything on him, When the kid died in the water, that wasn't his fault at all. That had nothing to do with Kenny. The kid ran, and Kenny went after him. So if anybody was to blame, it would be the kid, Arvo. But even Arvo didn't cause that to happen. The ice broke. That wasn't Arvo's fault. The zombies were coming. That wasn't Arvo's fault. Yeah, the guy was shot, and that was Arvo's fault. But, like, none of that was Kenny's fault. His family, his kid getting bitten, it wasn't his fault. But he didn't help that situation. But it wasn't his fault. His wife killing herself wasn't his fault. Like, all these decisions, Sarita dying, yeah, you could make an argument for he should have sat with her and helped. But in the end, she died because she got bit and she screamed and didn't do what she was supposed to do. Although I know I probably wouldn't do what I was supposed to do if my hand got cut off too. But still, but everything he did, he didn't cause it to happen. There were things he did cause that we could totally blame him for, but that wasn't one of them. And Jane just blamed him for it. And it's just like, no, Jane, you're not winning any points. You didn't actually do anything good. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't tell somebody that they left their kid to die. You don't tell them that it's their fault that their new wife died and that their old family died. You don't tell them that it's their fault when the baby's left out in the snow and pretend like you got killed. Like, you're asking for that to happen. You know what I mean? It's like the one... There was a thing in the news where, like, some kids broke into a house, the house owner killed them, and then the family sued him saying that he shouldn't have shot them. They shouldn't have broken into his house. He can't be the bad guy when they broke into his house. It's different than the case of, like, the one guy who shot that woman because she pulled into his driveway to turn around. That was uncalled for. But if you're in his house and he defends himself, you can't blame him for that. You can't say he's the bad guy. There was that other one of the guy who was stalking a girl and then he, like, broke down her front door and then the dad shot him and he died. And now his family's out there saying he's a murderer and that he should have gone to jail for what he did. Ignoring the fact that he was at their house and broke down their door. He might have been having a mental break. He still broke down their door. Just because you're having a mental break, it doesn't mean that you're inexcused or you're excused for your actions. You're still responsible for your actions. You just may not go to jail. You may go to, like, a medical place. So what Jane did didn't actually help. So, like, Kenny fully redeemed himself. When did this turn into a yapping live, Aiden? Welcome to my channel. I got something for you, Aiden. Look, I'll even turn off the music. Full silence. Just me. Just me yapping. But Aiden. Here's a piece of advice. Don't be a dick. This is my channel. You want to watch some gameplay? Go to YouTube. I know. Stupid people don't know there are other platforms out there, but there's YouTube. You can literally look up gameplay and just watch gameplay. If you're on a live stream, this is part of the live stream. This is why people watch streams, is for the talking, is for the chatting. I know it's hard to kind of comprehend that, but if you want to watch just gameplay, there are full gameplay playthroughs of every video game out there on YouTube, and they won't say a word. They'll just play the game. Live streams are for the streamer. This is my page. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Start your own page. Play a game, don't talk. You have all that power. Now fuck off. Anyways, everybody. Yeah, I think Kenny redeemed himself. And for those who have been here from the beginning, I was a Kenny hater. 100% a Kenny hater. In season 1. Complete Kenny hater. He was not my favorite. And I still stand by my decisions in season 1 with that. But in season 2, he fully redeemed himself. Fully redeemed himself. Yeah. Big fan of Kenny by the end. Which now makes sense. Because everybody would come in and they'd be like, I love Kenny. You know, we stand for Kenny. And I'm like, why? He's a dick. I get it now. I figured there was something that I either didn't see because I made the choices that made him a bad guy, or something was gonna happen where he'd make up for it. And they totally did that here. Very, very much worth it. He was one of somebody else said it earlier. Katra Cooper, hello, how's it going? Based on your decisions, because it seems like the decisions I made Kenny make way more negative decisions and do more negative things, which makes him unlikable. But for a lot of the run, I made decisions that not everybody made. A lot of them was like, you and 30%, you and 40% of people decided this. So I think Kenny was bad, And I think you would have probably agreed had you have made the decisions I had made. Because I remember the first time I played through season 1, I didn't hate Kenny. I didn't fully like Kenny, but I didn't hate Kenny. But this time around, I hated Kenny. And I think the decisions I made Kenny out to be a worse person. They made him make a better or worse decisions. You know what I mean? Mr. Nicholas. Yeah, no, I don't think you're an idiot. I think I made decisions that made Kenny worse. I don't think that you just didn't see the bad things. It's just the decisions I made Kenny do worse things. Because there were multiple times in my run where it was like, everybody come here, we all need help. And Kenny would be like, fuck you, and then walk away. And then say, I'm protecting my family. But it's like, dude, we're all about to die. So help us all, or we're all gonna die. Which gave Kenny the persona of, I'm okay with you dying. You're a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Whereas like later on in the second season, it was more, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to protect you. And if people die because they're not on side with us, then I'm willing to do that. Whereas before it was, I'm willing to actually use you as bait so my family will survive. This one, it was more, if you're the fallout of everything happening, then it's a decision I'm willing to live with. And before it was more, I'm going to use you as bait so I can run away. So it made him more negative in the first one for the decisions I made. But he fully redeemed himself, even with that, fully redeemed himself by the end of this. It was really well done. It was really, really well done. When I was playing season 1, you were like, wait till season 2? Yeah, I really, really liked season 2. There were definitely issues with season 2 that I wasn't a fan of. The writing was a little bit weak. But again, it wasn't the writing, because everything they did with Kenny, the way Jane did everything, that would happen. I can 100% see that happening. My biggest gripe was making Clementine the star. Because in no world, no matter how weird people can be, no matter how screwed up the world can get, in no world are a bunch of adults going to be telling all their drama to an 11-year-old and ask the 11-year-old to solve it. They're not going to be like, I don't know who my baby daddy is. Clementine, what do you think? And I don't know, that guy's a bad guy. Clementine, why don't you go talk to him? Or, Clementine, what should we do? Should he live or should he die? That nobody would ever ask an 11-year-old to make these decisions. The 11-year-old might cause decisions to happen, like when Kenny was beating up Jane and she stepped in, or when Kenny was beating up Arvo and she stepped in. But nobody would be like, Clementine, you go check if it's safe while I sit here and wait. No, nobody would do that. So that writing was weak. That was the weak part. Everything else, if we would have just taken Clementine out of the story and just made it like a generic adult, everything was written so well. It was just shoehorning her in there. That was the issue. Yeah, I stayed at Wellington and I let Jane die. Reasons being, I know Jane truly believed Kenny was the bad guy. I know Jane truly thought... Sorry, I put the music back on. I know Jane truly thought that she was going to show Clementine that Kenny was on the edge of breaking, which I think Kenny was on the edge of breaking. She didn't need to push him there, and she did. So I chose Kenny over that because it was unfair to put Kenny in that position and not expect a different outcome. I decided to stay at Wellington because my thinking was, if I go with Kenny, he is going to be so busy protecting us, he is going to make a mistake and get killed. And then we're going to die anyway. At least if we are safe, he will not be worried about watching for us, and he'll be more concerned about watching for himself. So our chances are clearly better at a safe zone. His chances were also better with us not being there. So that's why I chose to stay. I did see a few people in chat, because we had like 40 people watching, 50 people watching. I did see a few people in chat say that if I go with Kenny, he dies. And so once that was spoiled, I was like, I definitely don't want to go with Kenny, because I don't want him to die. I don't know if he's going to or not. Don't tell me, please. I don't know if they're going to pull another one where like season 4 he shows up again, but I'd rather take the chance of that happening than guarantee he was going to die. And once I knew he was going to die, I was like, no, I can't do that. But I'm very, very excited to see where this all goes. It's too bad it's still taking forever. It's still going to be another 15 minutes to download. So I'm going to end the stream there because it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. By the time it's installed and ready to go and started, I won't be able to do much of the season because I can really only stream for about 3 hours. So I will be back tomorrow. I will tentatively say the next one's kind of mediocre. You know what? You're not the first one to say that today. And 4th picks it back up. Yeah. You're not the first one to say that today. I have heard 3 and 4 are better than 1 and 2. But I'm gonna assume that what you're saying is pretty accurate because everybody's kind of agreed it kind of slows down in the middle. So I'm gonna go with your phrasing of it, like it's kind of mediocre, but it gets better in 4. I'm having fun playing this, especially because we get these discussions going as to like what my decision is and why I made that decision, and what my interpretation of the character is based on my decisions. Because it seems like a lot of people made the same decisions, and so they have a very general interpretation of characters, and I'm making decisions that don't always match with what everybody else did, and so I'm getting different views, and so I think it makes it really interesting. But 3 is your least favorite? Okay, well, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. I'm having fun. Even if it's a little bit slow. I mean, I was grinding through some pretty boring games over the last little while.
Hey, this is Dua.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Like we talked about this in Dark Souls when sorry, I'm trying not to burp. I did a video about Dark Souls 2 and how people don't like Dark Souls 2, and there was somebody that made a comment that was perfect. They are still phenomenal games. They are still top tier games. So saying it's the worst within top tier games still means it's still a phenomenal game. It's just the worst among the best. And I feel like that's what you're trying to say with The Walking Dead is, although season 3 is weaker, it's still good. It's just not as good as the other fantastic ones, because the other ones were just so good that even a bad version of them is still pretty good. And so I'm still excited. I'm still excited to see where it goes. Season 3 didn't really focus much on the main character. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I don't mind that being the case. It's very much like a show, right? My friend Preston said that, and he's really right. It's very much like a show. You're kind of just sitting back and watching and making decisions that guide what happens. I don't know if you guys grew up doing it. I grew up doing it. I'm old. I don't have any books in here. They're in the other room. But when I was a kid, there were the Choose Your Own Adventure books. And for those who are too young and don't know, Choose Your Own Adventure books were kind of similar to this, where you would read what happened on the page. Sometimes it'd be 2 or 3 pages. And then at the bottom, it would leave you with a decision. And it'd be like, one character wants you to go with them to Wellington, and the other one wants you to go back. And then there it goes. If you go with the character to Wellington, turn to page 43. If you stay, just go to the next page. And so based on that, you would turn to the next page, or you would turn to the 43 and you would read on, and then at the bottom of there'd be another decision. And so you would have your whole adventure be totally dictated to what your decisions were. That's kind of how this is. Now as a kid, they did it on Family Guy. You'd always be like, no, I don't like this. I didn't take my hand off, so that decision doesn't count. Can't really do that on this. But that's what I like about this, that even if it's not so much based on our character, the decisions still impact everything that's happening to our character, so it's really interesting that way. I have played Until Dawn. I haven't played The Quarry. I also played... There was another one that was from the same group that I can't remember what that one's called. Another one that's based on those decisions and stuff. I really liked those games. I felt they were a lot slower than The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is only slow when they ask you to walk. But it's a lot more like constantly things are happening. Whereas like Until Dawn, the other one, I can't remember what the other one was called. Those ones are Man from Medan or whatever it was called, that one. Those ones have a lot of decisions, but there's like long moments where nothing happens. Where it's like, oh, we're here at the cabin, let's explore. And then you spend 20 minutes walking around and nothing really happens for 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden you make 2 or 3 decisions, and then it's back to like walking in the woods looking for your friend. Whereas this, it's like, no, you make a decision, within 5 minutes you're making another decision. There's always something pushing you. I do like Until Dawn. I prefer this. I haven't tried The Wolf Among Us. I haven't tried, I was going to say Life Actually. I haven't tried, I said it earlier, the other one that's like this, that's really, really popular, that you're like a teenager and stuff. I can't remember what it's called. But I've been told to try both of them. which once I'm done this, I will be trying those. Because I heard the season 1 of Life is Strange. That's it, Life is Strange. I've heard season 1 of Life is Strange is really good. And it's free. And I don't know if Wolf Among Us season 1 is free. Or episode 1 or whatever of either. But I've heard Wolf Among Us is phenomenal. Life is Strange is one of those that's really good, and it's been around for a long time, so I know that that one's really good. But Wolf Among Us, I've heard, is like next level good. So I'm gonna try both of them for sure, because I'm having fun with this. Like I said, we're able to discuss why we're making the decisions we're making, what our interpretation of the situation is. Even when I make a bad decision and people get upset with me, I'm able to justify why I made it. And most of the time, people will be like, okay, I get what you mean. Sometimes I've still had people be like, I don't agree with you. But it gives us something to talk about. Whereas like with Dark Souls, I'll spend 2 hours grinding and there's nothing to really talk about. And nobody watches. When's the next stream? Tomorrow. That's what I was gonna say. I'm about to end. Tomorrow's the next stream. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. It's 5 p.m. for me. I'm gonna be aiming tomorrow for 2:30 roughly to start. So 2.5 hours earlier than whatever time it is now for you. I will tentatively say we will continue with Walking Dead and do the beginning of season 3. Depending on how I feel. If I have to go back to work tonight, I work night shift. If I'm incredibly tired, maybe I won't. But I'll probably aim for this game. Because the other thing that I've been playing is Zelda Link Between Worlds. And I was playing Paper Mario, but the save file got corrupted. So I'm probably gonna, I maybe play Thousand Year Door, the original, not the remake. Haven't decided yet. But I will be live tomorrow. Continuing probably with The Walking Dead Season 3. But that is everything for me, guys. If you like my content, please feel free to sub, whatever. I stream a couple of times a week. I stream every Tuesday and every Friday. Those are the 2 days that are like set in stone, unless something comes up, obviously. But those are the 2 days I aim for all the time. In the middle of the week, it kind of is up in the air. Like this week, I have nothing to do tomorrow, so I'll be streaming. But I'm also seeing my girlfriend on Wednesday, so I can't stream Wednesday. I have a voice lesson on Thursday, so I can't stream Thursday. So that's kind of where I am right now. If you like my content and you like Minecraft, I have a full Minecraft channel as well, which is Retro RFT FT is the name on YouTube, where I do pre-recorded content. I haven't really streamed on there yet. I probably will to work on my videos, but that's another channel that I have. And then obviously Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, they're all retro for the first time. But that is everything for me, everybody. I really appreciate you all hanging out. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow. And that is going to be everything for me. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm really excited to get on Season 3 because that ending wasn't a cliffhanger. But damn, did it ever make me want to keep playing. I didn't think they could have had an ending as strong as Season 1. This is pretty damn close. Not quite as close because Lee really grew on you. But the fact that Kenny redeemed himself and then they left with that ending, I really, really want to play. I can't wait. Yes, thank you so much, Rawfish and Bar and Michael Jackson, everybody else who's here, Wild, Flu, Kieran, Wewin, everybody who's been hanging out. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you all tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever time it is in your side of the world. See you later, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.